Hey guys, Brandon Gomez here, back again with another video, and this is the NASCAR driver tier list. Here is the tier list with 5 tiers: GOAT, solid, mediocre, bad, and terrible. We're going to go through all 36 chartered teams plus some, because in this tier list it lists the 44 entries for the Daytona 500. We're going to start off with Alex Bowman. He's a pretty good driver, was a backmarker for a few years, then he went to Hendrick replacing Dale Jr., and his career really took off. Bowman's a solid driver. Cole Custer, well, he was good in Xfinity, but could never win the championship. And he just hasn't been bringing up good results for SHR. Mediocre. The 77 has multiple drivers this year. Right now, I can remember off the top of my head Jamie McMurray and Justin Haley, so I'm going to be basing this ranking off the 77 team, as a whole. It's the Spire car, so, yeah, mediocre. Ryan Preece. He's a 2013 modified champion, and he's been running pretty well this year for a non-charter team, and for a, what is basically a backmarker team. So, Preece is a solid driver. Now, the 62, I'm pretty sure, is Noah Gragson for the next race that they're going to attempt, but I'm not sure. They've only run one race, and it was they attempted a race, and it was the Daytona 500, but they didn't make it. They ran a duel, and the driver was Noah Gragson. Now, Gragson, the fans are divided on him. I personally don't like him, but based on like his skills and his talent, I want to put him in mediocre, but he's been doing well in Xfinity. Gregson's a solid driver. I'm sorry. Kurt Busch. He's a 2004 champion, and he's been ranking off wins every year, and he's a solid playoff contender every year. Kurt Busch is a solid driver. Now the 15, I believe it was Derek Cope in the 500, and I believe right now it's James Davison. It's a Rick Ware car, so terrible. Now the 52, I think, so just to speed up this process, Rick Ware cars are being put in the terrible tier. Except for Cody Ware. He goes in mediocre. Now, next up is Suarez. He's been doing good. He's got some great speed for Trackhouse. And he was the 2016 Xfinity champion. Suarez, solid driver. Corey LaJoie. He's driving a Spire car. Man, that's all I gotta say about that. Mediocre. Ooh, next up, Bubba Wallace. I really want to put him in the solid tier. I really like Bubba. But I can't say anything about him because people will dismiss my opinion and call me biased. I really want to put him in the solid tier, but he just hasn't been showing great results. mostly on the part of the pit crew, and I just really want to put him in the solid tier, but I just can't. He's not good, but he's not bad either. Mediocre. Alright, next up is Hamlin. He's a pretty solid driver. Right now, under full season points, he's leading the standings. He's got a couple wins, a lot of them, but he just can't seem to win a championship. But still, he proves that he's a championship contender every year. He proves that he can win week in and week out. Hamlin is the first driver to be in the GOAT tier. Alright, next up is Stenhouse. I really don't like Stenhouse. And he's a JTG car. And honestly, I don't like him. I haven't been focusing on him lately. Or I don't focus on him at all. I don't focus on the backmarker teams. Honestly. But I'm just going to put him in mediocre. Alright, next up is Tyler Reddick. He won 2 Xfinity titles in a row. And he's doing really good for RCR equipment. They have that, I think, technical alliance with Hendrick, where they use the same engines. And he's proven that he can win races. So, solid driver. Alright, Chase Briscoe. He tore it up in the Xfinity Series last year, but just could not get that championship. And hasn't been showing good results for SHR, but he is only a rookie. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Solid driver. David Reagan. He's shown he can be a threat on the super speedways. But he's a front row car. You really think he's going to be good? He's got a couple wins, but I'm putting him in the mediocre tier. Austin Cindric. He ran Atlanta last weekend. He's the current Xfinity champion, and he's got 2 wins so far this year. Cindric, solid driver. Eric Almirola. He had a pretty good 2020. He had quite a few top 10s and some top 5s. And he's proven that he can be a championship contender, but just cannot advance into the final rounds of the playoffs. Almirola, he's a good, I wouldn't say underdog, but like he's a good driver. Solid. Anthony Alfredo. He is a rookie, and I believe he was rushed to Cup. And that's basically all I have to say. So, reluctantly, I'm going to have to put him in bad. Timmy Hill. We can't show any bias. And, he's a backmarker team. And as much as I really hate to do this, I'm going to have to put him in the bad tier. Austin Dillon. He won a duel this year. And he won last year at Texas. And honestly, I just don't know where to put him on the tier list. So I'm just gonna just put him in. Actually, instead of mediocre, I'm gonna put him in solid. Ty Dillon. In the Xfinity series, he's driving for JGR in the Xfinity series part-time. And for Gaunt Brothers in the Cup Series part-time. And I just don't know what to say. I just don't know how to put it in words. Mediocre. The 16. It was Kaz Grala, I believe. And AJ Allmendinger. And since it's a colleague car. And I don't pay attention, like I said, I don't pay attention to the back markers or non-chartered teams, I'm going to put it in mediocre. Kevin Harvick. He dominated last year, but he just could not get that Final Four spot because of the playoffs, obviously. But he's proven that he's a solid championship contender year in and year out, and he can prove that he can win every week. Although 2021 is off to a rough start, he's still got some top 10s. I believe the only race where he didn't finish top 10 was Vegas. Harvick is a GOAT. Chase Elliott. I don't even have to say anything. Solid. Brad Keselowski, same thing. Solid. Kyle Larson. He's back full-time for Hendrick. He almost won at Atlanta. He won at Las Vegas. He led about 100 laps, I think. Larson. Solid. BJ McLeod. New team, live fast, and he's a back marker, so bad. Michael McDowell. He's been doing well this year. He's good on road courses, and he's good on super speedways. So, solid. Garrett Smithley. Back marker, bad. Christopher Bell. He had quite a few wins in the Xfinity Series, but just couldn't get that championship. He proved that he's a solid title contender in the Xfinity Series. And now that he's with JGR, he got his first win at the Daytona Road Course by straight up beating Joey Logano. Solid. Ryan Blaney. He won it at Atlanta last year. Or, no, this year. And he's proven that he can win every week. He's a Penske car. So, obviously, people have high expectations for him. And he ran down Kyle Larson and passed him. And took the win at Atlanta. Solid driver. Ryan Newman. He's for the past few years he's been driving for Roush, and he's been running mid-pack. Mediocre. Joey Logano. He's proven that he can win week in and week out. He's a 2018 champion. Do I even need to say anything? Solid. Chris Buescher. He's been starting to actually do good in the Cup Series. He's been starting to show some good results. Solid. Ross Chastain. Gonna be controversial, but mediocre. Quinn Houff. Terrible. Matt DiBenedetto. He's in Wood Brothers. He's with the Wood Brothers, and I think that if he just drove for a better team, he'd have better results. He's almost won on many occasions, but just can't get it done. I'm sorry. Mediocre. William Byron. He won at Homestead, and he's been showing some strong results. He's reunited with Rudy Fugle, and if you saw my video on William Byron on why he will have a breakout season, you probably know where I'm gonna put him. Solid. Martin Truex Jr. He's straight up dominated 2017. He's shown that he can win week in and week out, but without Cole Pern, he's just not the same. Without Cole Pern, Truex just can't seem to win. He won once last year at Martinsville, and that was his only win of the season. And so far, he has one win, and that was at Phoenix. He's probably going to have a few more wins this year. I guarantee you. Truex is a solid driver. Kyle Busch is a GOAT. And lastly, Eric Jones. Mediocre. And there you have it, the NASCAR driver tier list. So what do you think of these rankings? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow my socials like my Twitter, my Instagram, and join my Discord server. Links to all those will be in the description down below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more NASCAR content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it for me.